Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Happy Friday to all of you. And today is this beautiful day of Venus, of the goddess, a day to celebrate perhaps your mother, some aspect of your receptive selves. So whether you are a woman, however you identify in this physical body, this is a day to honor all of your senses. It is a day to tap into. I'm sensing some luxuriousness, maybe a gift for yourself. And Venus is in her last day of Capricorn, and in Western astrology, and I feel like she's going to take advantage of this earthy sign before she moves into the air sign of Aquarius later today. So so let's do a reading, getting a message from the Divine Mother, from our personal inner receptive selves. And this is for you, for your day, maybe just a way to, and I know a lot of you are at the end of your day, so these messages come at different points in the day. And so, as always, take this message to nurture that aspect of yourself wherever you are. Good morning, Sarah. And that's wonderful. Thank you for letting me know you're in the UK. Appreciate it. And as I mentioned last night when I was on Top Tarot Minors, that I was inspired by the Nine of Pentacles in the Morgan Greer. So I'm going to use that card as our significator today. And as always, let this message be in the highest for your greatest good, and let no harm be done. So be it. All right, so I'm going to cut the cards once, and then I'm going to look for that beautiful Nine of Pentacles and read the cards around it. There she is. So she doesn't want to be ignored in any way. Interesting that she's right there next to the little wheel card, the card of winter solstice. So maybe she's helping you prepare for solstice, for your whatever you celebrate ahead, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, change, the awareness of darkness, and that shifting energy that happens when we get to this point. Okay. So she sits here this morning between very powerful decans. And I think it's brilliant that the card on her left is a Capricorn card. It's not the Four of Pentacles, which is, if you think about it in terms of where Venus is right now, Venus is just leaving Capricorn. So that would be the Four of Pentacles. And this 3 also says that this energy connects to the number 3, which is Venus as the Empress. Good evening to Saskia and good afternoon to Emilia. Welcome. So, I was last night contemplating catching a ferry and going into town and doing something special for myself tonight. I may do that. It's I don't know. I wanna think about that. But in light of this reading, all these pentacles here, perhaps it's something more grounded at home. And especially looking at the 2 and the 3, this is also, I feel like she's saying, let's take advantage of this waxing moon energy. 2 and 3 of Pentacles are both Capricorn energy. We are early, so in that suit, we're in the busyness. We're in the busyness of the preparation. And while she loves to luxuriate and enjoy the pleasures of life, perhaps there's a little bit of joy and fun in that preparation as well too. So that's a lot of pentacles on the table. And when there is an excess of pentacles on the table, that means that we only have 3 cards and one of them was handpicked. I want to, what I want to do? I just wanted to see what was on the top of the pile. It was the Emperor card. And I also want to honor, this is a reading for this moment and this day, wherever you are. This surprises me, actually. So I'm going to shift gears and take this message as, there's work to be done. There's work to be done, and I'm going to use this as a let's stay home and enjoy. And I can also take that Venusian energy into my evening as well too, as far as the material aspects of Christmas that I haven't quite taken care of. Some of the decorating, perhaps enjoying or preparing some richer foods tonight. This feels very, very busy and very creative. It's expansive. So there's some doing here. This, I believe, this is a Marshall Decan, and then we have Jupiter here. So she also wants to play with her activity, but also this could speak to mingling with those that you love and those who reflect the divine masculine energy. That, yeah, I don't know. When I'm so in, when I have an intention, a very strong and specific intention for a reading, and sometimes I know exactly how the cards are going to show up. This one is just taken a little bit of a different turn. Because I don't feel the exuberance here of Venus being out in public and mingling with others. There's something And, we have had this theme about a little more reserve, taking care of things step by step. Good morning to all of you coming in. Mulled wine by the fire. Now, doesn't that sound nice? That sounds really nice. Mulled wine by the fire while, I don't know, I write a note to someone. Yeah. Or watch a Christmas movie. That would be great. Good morning to Sacred Sortilege. Namaste. And welcome back, Intuitive Kingdom. G. Lovely to have you all here. So, yeah. So how about we just say in alignment with the giving and the luxuriousness of Venus, and tapping into our inner feminine. Let's do the draw. Sorry, Amelia, I didn't highlight your comment earlier. It's Independence Day. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And then you said you are preparing for your online live art journal that will take this whole weekend. My favorite Venusian Friday energy is back in India, where one of my friend's mothers, she painted all of our feet. Or she painted her, how did it go? And I know we did it more than one Friday where we painted our feet red, and this is something that in that particular part of Western India, it's a tradition. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to say, in connection with that, let's do the draw. All right, so the winner of this week's draw can either choose from a 15-minute session with me, or they can choose a deck. And there are 5 decks to choose from: Whispers of the Ocean, Sacred Earth Oracle, Earth Power, the AlcheMystical Tarot, and the Kantaji Oracle. And these are all gently used decks by me, and I will send them to you at my expense if you are in North America as soon as the Canadian postal strike is over. And if you are beyond those borders, then let's connect on Zoom. And I would appreciate the winner. You're just going to send me an email to info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com. I wonder if I have a banner. That is my website. So here is my website. And so the email is info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com, or you can connect to me through the website and let me know what your deck preference is, or whether you would like to connect on Zoom. And of course, if you are in North America, I'm happy to offer the connection on Zoom, and we can do a quick reading, or we can just have a chat. You could ask me some tarot advice, whatever you like. And so everybody who commented on last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yesterday up until 7 p.m., some of you have multiple tickets in here. Some of you have one ticket in here. So let's pick a winner. This one right here. Drum roll. It's, what is her name? Her name is Esther. Esther is not in the morning chat, but her channel name is Notetsky. And I believe she is in the EU somewhere. So congratulations to Esther. And she has been commenting on most days after the video processes. So congratulations. And I will be doing this again next Friday. So once I hear from Esther, I will take that deck out of the mix and I will add another one. So for next Friday. And all of these will stay here. Plus, anybody who's new, you can go back and comment on the first 6 days as well. And then we'll have a whole bunch of names in the draw for the 24th. Thank you for the cheer, G. Appreciate it. All right. So in honor of... No, that's not what I want. In honor of Friday and this idea of not taking advantage of, but using the energy of the day. And, if you are somewhere in the world where you don't see Friday as the day of Venus and you don't see Monday as the day of the moon, then honor your tradition. But for me, working with lunar cycles, paying attention to what day of the week it is, as well as little things like, I've said many times, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm so fascinated with little details. It makes sense to me that Venus in her last hours of Capricorn is going to take advantage of that earthy energy. And so on Fridays, I want to use a deck that speaks to and luxuriates in the divine feminine. And so the Morgan Greer just felt, with its rich, luscious colors, felt like a wonderful deck to use for Friday. So other favorite feminine decks. And here's one that is a boldly feminine, is the one that I did my most recent deep dive with. And this is Tarot Avatara. And this is the story. This is Gabby Angus West's version of the story of Frida Kahlo. It is full of, like I said many times, this is a sacral chakra deck. So it really taps into that aspect of the divine feminine. And one of you asked a question about the slow tarot this week. And as I was thinking, well, what are my favorite, Venusian kind of decks? And I was thinking about the slow tarot. And one of the things about this deck is that I feel that there's a real connection with living life and being in this world. Wow. That's wonderful that you can see that. Let us know exactly where you are on the planet. Let everybody know, Amelia. And then I was thinking about the Queen of Cups in this card, and this just feels so very, very Venusian to me. But even some of the cards that have men or gender neutral characters in this deck, it feels as if one simply lives life and luxuriates in this world. And so this to me feels like a very Venusian deck. And in the Suit of Pentacles, there's some difficult energy, and it feels almost very like the Seven of Cups is a Venusian decan, where Venus gets a little bit excessive. And I feel that there's that aspect in this deck as well, too. So this might be a really good Venus deck to work with when maybe your Venus is going a little a little extreme. And then I thought of We Moon Tarot, and you would think from the title that oh, Becky, I'll address this in just a second. Okay, I'll come back to you one sec. You would think from the title that I would say if I was putting all my decks into planetary categories, this would be a moon deck as a general symbol of the divine feminine. However, I feel that in the We Moon Tarot, this, to me, this feels like a very Venusian deck. There's some particular cards. Like here, I feel like Venus in Libra, and I see this as, and also in this deck, the astrology is not Golden Dawn correspondences. It has its own astrological system. So it's something that if I had planned, I could tell you what it is, because I've gone through it a few times. But here we have Three of Earth, which I just said in Golden Dawn is Capricorn. Yeah, I feel like this deck is really, it's so embodied and embracing. I don't feel the pain and the mystery of what I would necessarily assign to a lunar deck. And I think during the course of this 24 days, I will pick a few of the planets and assign, because I know this tag has gone around before and I haven't done it, where you assign all your decks to a planet. But I really feel like this is a wonderful, wonderful Friday deck. And then I chose one other, which I rarely have out, but I feel like there's some really fun and vivacious cards in the Muse Tarot. And the kings are, if you don't know this deck, the kings are horizontal cards, and they're called the Muse of the suit. So this is the Muse of air. And in a way, I feel that a lot of the, like there's a focus on fashion and accessories, and it really lives and loves life in every way. The colors are really rich too, which feels very Venusian to me. And the suit of Earth is called materials. And there's it's Madonna, right? Material Girl. That song just somehow popped into my mind. So one of my favorite things is choosing a deck that is connected to the planetary energy of the day. And these are some examples of decks that I might use on a Friday. Wow. Okay. So this is, this is where I am. And honestly, in my busyness, I have not been watching the sky. And I need to I have time tonight. So thank you, Christine, for this. I will make sure I do that. Okay. So, last. My tarot tip for today is this. So you do a reading. You pull a few cards, and I was kind of fumbling through the reading this morning because something about it was not what I wanted to hear. And yet there's something kind of potent to these. I'm looking at these three cards. So my suggestion is to take your cards with you. And I'm going to pop these cards into, I've got a gazillion little bags here, and take them with me to work. And actually, I might just take the whole deck because this particular deck is a travel deck, fits in a little tin. And I'm going to take a photo. So taking your cards with you, sometimes that's not possible, but you can certainly take a photo of your muse or the whole reading and put it on your phone so that you can look at it throughout the day and recontemplate what this message may be saying for you. So when you take your cards with you, you can put them in a bag. If it's a small deck and it comes in a tin, of course, that can go with you too. But sometimes I think it's kind of cool if you only take your 1 or your 3 cards. And I have often just put them in a little Ziploc bag and put them in my pocket so that I can look at them, so that they're there and I touch them and I look at them throughout the day. There's something about having the cards in contact with your physical body throughout the whole day, or having access to them throughout the whole day, that expands a variety of meanings or connections you wouldn't necessarily find. And I know some of you go into workplaces or different places where you wouldn't want other people to see your cards, or you might be worried about ruining them. So there are ways to do this, just between you and the cards. It's like when people take their cards to bed or put their cards under their pillow or something like that. It's sort of the same thing, but it's more, you're more awake and aware. So that's my tarot tip for today, is to take your cards with you. Okay. And I want to add a comment myself. So congratulations to ESZTER. Channel name and Key. I've never seen her in a live stream, and she was very, very active last year during the 24 days of Christmas, and then throughout the readings for the tarot cards of the year. So I am going to do it again this year. And if you, oh, I know Becky had a question. If you have any requests for tarot card of the year readings, some of you have seen how I've done it the last few years. I have not decided necessarily on a spread. It is a year of the Hermit. So I want to kind of think about an interior. Ooh, I just did this with my hand. I'm thinking if there's some way to build a Nautilus reading where you kind of journey from the outside to the inside. I think that's brilliant. I'm going to think about that. Yeah, so let me know. Those will be the last week of the year into the first week of next year. You mentioned a recent video that you had a discussion about the Seven of Pentacles from the Slow Tarot. Is that a video? Would love to hear your thoughts in that, and King of Cups. Okay. Becky, I responded to, so in, who asked me? I can tell you what day it is. So my answer is not in a video. I wrote out a reply in a question. And this person only responded one day. And I can just quickly scan the draw. The channel name starts with yoga. And maybe it was not in this series. No, it's not in this series. It was in Top Tarot Minors, one of the Pentacles episodes, I believe. And her channel name has yoga in the front, so I don't know how to connect you to that. I have talked about that King of Cups card a few times on my channel, but I also can't directly connect you to that. The Slow Tarot taps into some very difficult energies of living in this material world, living in this, being a spiritual body in this physical place. And there are a lot of cards, actually, and I'm thinking, there's probably at least 10 that I could even use the word repulse. They repulse me. And that is a word that is in my mind because of my yoga training. There's a yoga sutra. There are practices where you pay attention to things that you feel kind of that degree of sickness about, and you spend time with it to try to understand it, to turn it around and ask yourself, what is being reflected in that card that makes me feel like, because there's something for me in there. There's something that about myself likely in that card that just doesn't sit well with me, that I need to understand, to process, and to release. And so this deck has been really transformative. So to hear my response to the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Cups, among other cards, oh, I know where it is. I did a video on the Slow Tarot, and I think it's in the comments below that. So you could have a look there. And then if you message me, send me a comment below here, then I will respond to you and I can link the information. Okay? So thank you all for being here today. And I will see you tomorrow. And remember that on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I will be broadcasting at Pacific time at noon, not at 6 a.m. before work. Okay? Thank you all so much. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.